That's right, Alliance of Valiant Arms, one of the few Korean games I was actually dying to get my hands on. Let's get right down to it and start the review. The graphics in A.V.A. are more than just impressive for a free-to-play game. They are astounding, stupefying, incredible. The only other free-to-play game that is on par with A.V.A. at the time of this review is America's Army 3. Alliance of Valiant Arms runs on the Unreal 3 engine. Needless to say, the game looks stunning. The textures are very well made, the models are very detailed, the physics engine is great, the amount of small detail put into the game's graphics just make it look very awesome. First off, the characters in this game look cool, but the two sides, the EN and the NRF, are easy to differentiate between one another due to their armor's different color palettes. Secondly, the physics are very detailed and look very realistic. Got shot and killed? Expect your corpse to be pushed back a bit by the force of the bullet that just passed through you. Grenade explode next to you? Your corpse will fly quite a bit. Got shot in the face? Your helmet may just roll off of your head as your body hits the floor. The sound in A.V.A. is very well done. The music gets kind of repetitive and annoying. The weapon sounds and player sounds are very convincing. Speaking of which, whenever a player does anything, from reloading a gun to killing an enemy to even seeing an ally die, he will automatically shout a message saying so, in a fairly well-made English for the EN, but very convincing Russian for the NRF. And I should know, I am Russian after all. The gameplay mechanics in Alliance of Valiant Arms don't necessarily reinvent the FPS genre, but it has a lot of polish in it. You can sprint by double-tapping the forward movement key. The cool thing about this, however, is that you can sprint while you're crouching, albeit at a slower rate than if upright. This maneuver is very useful if you are under fire and want to move to another piece of cover quickly, efficiently, and safely. You can zoom in with an assault rifle if it has no scope. If your gun, any gun, has a scope, however, you can look down at sights. The difference between here, however, and most other games is that these iron sights are actually 3D models and not just filters put over the screen like in Combat Arms. Alliance of Valiant Arms is extremely fast-paced. It takes about 2 to maybe 4 shots maximum for any gun to kill you, with the exception of the sniper rifle, which requires 2 headshots or 3 headshots, or 3 body shots, to kill you. Battles tend to get very hectic, and it isn't uncommon to see a bunch of bodies stacked up on top of each other from all the carnage. Pretty damn brutal if you ask me. There are grenade indicators that will pop up when, you guessed it, a grenade is nearby and will tell you how far away it is from you and in which direction it is so you can get away. And another thing about grenades is that the grenade physics are incredibly well done, especially because if you pull the pin off a grenade but die while holding it, the grenade will drop and detonate, unlike some other free-to-play games. A.V.A. is an objective system, which are essentially in-game objectives you can opt to accomplish in order to get money. However, in order for a mission to count, objective to count, you need to do them in the order that they are given to you. When you buy a gun, you keep it permanently, but need to pay for its repairs. There aren't a big variety of guns available, but the ones that there are in the shop are very fun to use and very balanced. Certain guns can also be upgraded to improve their stats, and most, if not all upgrades, add a new visual aspect to your gun to look at. Alliance of Valiant Arms has 3 game modes, and Annihilation, which is basically team deathmatch, Demolition, which is your basic no respawn plant the bomb type affair, and Escort, which is a sort of attack and defend mode. Very original, by the way. No other free-to-play game has this so far. Anyways, this is an attack and defend type game type, where the EN has to escort a tank from the beginning of a map to the end, while the NRF must stop the tank from doing so. They can do this by shooting RPG rockets at the tank in order to destroy it temporarily. If this occurs, the EN must repair the tank in order to get it moving again. The cool thing about destruction, however, is that once the round is over, the teams will switch sides. So the EN will become the NRF, the NRF will become the EN, which makes the game very balanced. But when the new attackers try to stop the new defenders, the new attackers must beat the time of the previous attackers in order to win the game, which is fair as well. The community is alright. No one really speaks because you really don't need to. A.V.A. has a wide variety of quick chat options available, in addition to the automatic player messages mentioned earlier in this review. One such thing that I've noticed is that there are quite a number of team players on EVA who move as a group and cover each other. As of yet, there are no hackers in A.V.A. Hopefully there won't be any ever. Surprisingly for an ijji game, the networking in A.V.A. is pretty much flawless. I only lost connection to one host out of all the games I played, and even then, the game just sent me back to the lobby menu so I could leave and choose another game to join. All in all, Alliance of Valiant Arms is an absolutely superb game, and as such, it gets a 10 out of 10 perfect score, and I highly recommend this bad boy.
Пока, говоришь. Увижу на военная зона.